Girl, a purple revolution? And yes, I realize the irony of wearing purple right now. I don't support it. Isn't that like burning a house down and trying to glue the ashes back together? No, the time to come together was November of last year, when we were trying to keep a fascist out of office.
So do you guys remember a few months back, we had that whole leaving MAGA thing, the whole FAFO was where everybody apparently came to their senses and they realized, oh, Donald Trump is screwing us all over. We're sorry that we voted for him. Please forgive us, and please, liberals, let us be your friend. You guys remember that a few months ago? And of course, it was all bullshit. They couldn't produce any videos whatsoever of people that were legitimately on the right or people that actually did vote for Trump that regretted their vote, but they were claiming that they've seen hundreds of videos of people that regretted their vote for Trump. Well, the liberals are kind of up to their old tricks again. It's not exactly the same. This time it's called the Purple Revolution. And I won't pin it all on them because it actually was not started by them, but they are turning it right back into a whole leaving MAGA situation. Then you may ask, what is the Purple Revolution? Well, that's when somebody who's red and somebody who's blue both leave their party and they form this new thing called purple, the Purple Revolution. And that is what they will have us believe is going on right now. Now, not to say that it's not going on, because this is really happening. This is really a thing. This Purple Revolution really is a thing. It was started by a guy who was, I don't know if he was MAGA, but he was definitely Republican. At the beginning of September, he was putting out videos calling liberals libtards and whatnot. Now, he's not gone Democrat. He's not gone liberal. But he's telling them we need to join forces. We need, instead of it being left versus right, it's up versus down, down versus up. So this is what he's trying to put together. And he started something called the Purple Revolution. And then this other young influencer that leans right, he's a Republican. He's jumped on board with this as well a couple of weeks ago. And then they got themselves one more. I'm gonna call her a liberal. She states that she's neither party, that she's in the middle, and that she has experience with cults. That's what she likes to talk about, how MAGA's a cult, and that she used to be in a cult, so she knows what she's talking about. These people are your three leaders of this Purple Revolution. So when I bumped into this, it totally made me think of the whole leaving MAGA situation that took place a few months ago. So I went clip hunting, and boy, did I ever find a bunch of clips. First, let me introduce you guys to the three leaders of the group.
If you're a leftist, I have a strong fucking message for you. Hi, I'm Hunter Howell, and I want to be your friend. I'm out here reporting outside of the United States of Israel building, and I'm a right-leaning independent creator. Now, just because I lean right on some issues, we all can agree that our government is occupied by Israel, by AIPAC, by Netanyahu, by the IDF. And it's time for a change. And in order to make that change, we need what's called a purple revolution. As you can see, I'm wearing a blue suit with a red tie. Blue and red makes purple, okay? We can go back to disagreements later. But right now, this point in history is the time to unite. Put petty differences aside, unite over the fact that we have a foreign country occupying our nation's politics, our nation's beautiful capital, and it's fucking enough, okay? And if we can unite over that, we can get some serious change accomplished, and then we can go back to disagreeing on some formal policy in regards to domestic issues. But right now, this is what's going to unite us, and we need to stand strong.
All right, so that kid's name is Hunter Howell. I never heard of him before. Apparently he's a pretty popular right-leaning influencer on TikTok and whatnot. Again, never heard of him before. He is one of the three leaders of this Purple Revolution. His focus is more or less though on Israel, AIPAC, and all that type of stuff there. These guys already seem to have a little bit of disagreement between them. Well, at least the two guys that are calling themselves MAGA seem to be having a slight disagreement between them. The left-leaning girl and the other guy, the guy who started this whole movement, they seem to get along great. This next clip is the two of them together. She's not going to do any talking. He's going to do all the talking, but he's going to give you a very good idea on what he really wants this movement to be. And this kind of sets up the premise for all the rest of the clips that I'm going to show you guys, how the other people are going to react about this whole revolution thing. It's a little bit of a longer clip. It's about 3.5 minutes long, but he really explains everything from A to Z, what he's trying to accomplish here. Check this out.
So recently I've made some videos calling for unity I've said some things in them that I probably shouldn't have said while asking for unity, and I get that. And I thank everybody for their feedback on it. And I'm happy to see such a good reaction to the fact of calling for unity. Again, no more parties. There's no more left versus right. No more name calling. No more degrading people. No more pointing the fingers at people. The ones that we have to point the fingers to are the ones at top. Us little guys have no control over what happens to each other's lives, and we got to stop holding it against each other. Every single time we fight, every single time we tear each other apart, we're letting the rich, powerful, elite win, and we can't keep doing it. I don't want no more division in this country. I'm a Marine Corps vet. I didn't fight for my country to watch its own people tear each other apart just because the rich and elite on top are making that happen. Every time we do this, they're winning. They make money off of our suffering. They make money off of our division. Everything in this country is set up for everybody to be divided and fight. You got parties that make people fight. You got states that make people fight over the imaginary borders. You got people fighting over what sexual orientation they want to be when it literally has no effect on anybody else's life, period. I understand some people don't agree with other people's ways of life, and that's okay. That's what makes America great. We can't sit here and fight because somebody else likes another dude. We can't sit here and fight because another woman likes another woman. It's not our business. If that's how they want to live, whether we agree with it or not, then that's fine. If people worship different people than we worship, that's fine too. In the end, we all have an expiration date and we all have to meet our Father. And that's when it's dealt with. Anything else we disagree with, we can fix this after the root of the problem is fixed. And the root of the problem is the rich and elite sitting up atop and watching us all destroy each other while they sit there and laugh at us. To me, I think it's all a show what they do. I don't think they argue behind closed doors. I think they're all in cahoots with each other. And then on TV and on the cameras for the news and all this stuff that they get in front of, and they put on a show to make it look like we should all hate each other like they hate each other. But in the end, I'm guaranteeing you at night, they're sitting there with their glasses of wine and their mixed drinks, and they're sitting there laughing at us with their nice Richie-type meals that they're eating every single night, while we sit here and scrape by every day. We got to stop the division. No more name-calling, no more fighting with each other. We need unity. And I will do whatever I have to do, and I will put my life on the line to bring my people back to what this is supposed to be. This is absolutely insane watching us all rip each other apart. I love every single one of yous. Republican, Democrat, whether you're gay, whether you're straight, whether you're trans. I don't care what you are at this point. No matter what your religion is, no matter what color you are, I don't care. I love every single one of you, and this is the roots that we all have to get back to. This is what the rich and elite have done to us. They've completely got us away from our morals and our values of this country. I'm asking every single American to join me in unity. And I understand there's going to be backlash from both sides. We have a bunch of stuff we have to fix, and I understand that. But I'm asking everybody to please put our differences aside until we fix the government, and then we can rebuild everything from the ground up and redo the foundation of this very country. I love you guys. God bless, and much love. And because here's another thing. I'm a Marine Corps vet. We all served in the military. All of us vets did. And not one time did anything ever get brought up about our differences. Nothing got brought up about political parties. We all fought as one. So if we can do that in the military, why can't we do that in our society? It's time, people.
So he says, when we were in the military, our differences were all put aside. We all just banded together. We all just fought together. If we were able to do that in the military, why can't we just do that in society? That does kind of make sense. Now that is Purple Revolution 25 or 2025 or something like that is what his handle is. He's the guy who started this whole thing. That's Friendly Honey Badger that was just sitting there beside him listening to his clip the whole time and getting into tears and whatnot. Now, if you listen to what he says, it's totally anti-establishment is where he's coming from, right? He doesn't seem like anybody who's on the right, although if I showed you guys clips of him earlier in the month of September, you'd be mind blown this is the same guy. But he's definitely also not speaking like a leftist either. Now, what made him have this shift? I have no clue. I honestly have no clue why he went from being a Republican, calling liberals libtards, to all of a sudden doing this and wanting to unite with them. And then from the point of view of Friendly Honey Badger, I'm a little little bit surprised at her because she has spoken out against MAGA hardcore in the past, and she's in tears listening to this guy. But you guys can see the approach he's trying to take. It's not like he's saying, hey, I'm leaving MAGA to come join the Democrats. And he's not saying, hey, Democrats, you guys leave your party and come join me. He's like, whoever's fed up of left, right, whoever's fed up of party, let's just do something new. Let's join in the middle. Let's be the bottom that goes against the top. You can see the approach that he's taking here. And let's be honest, isn't this exactly what liberals have been asking for, is individuals like this guy right here? Well, how do you guys think the liberals reacted to this news? Check this out.
As someone on the left, the far fucking left, I guess in this particular situation, I'm blue in your little purple amalgamation that you're making. What do you motherfuckers from the red side bring to the table? Because it seems like to me, you see the way the wind's blowing and now you don't like things and you realize you fucked up, but instead of admitting you fucked up, you just want to glom onto the shit that we've already been talking about and we've already been trying to build for years and years and years and years. Because here's what we bring to the table. We bring accessible, low-cost healthcare, free secondary education, free school lunches for kids, women having rights to their own bodies, minorities being able to walk the streets freely without having to worry about things, immigrants being able to not be rounded up and whisked away to some foreign country that they're probably not even from because of anything other than the color of their skin. See, we bring all the shit to the table that matters, and you guys just want to glom onto it and be a part of something now because you see that Shitler is ruining the fucking country. Well, you motherfuckers made this happen, and I'm not letting you off the hook. So could the left use a little bit more people on our side? Of course we could. But this purple party bullshit, stick it all the way up your fucking ass. You guys got to get your mind right and your priorities straight before you get to be on our side. And that's fucking facts.
Let's talk about the Purple Revolution. The idea of it is that the right and the left are supposed to combine together equally and fight together, making blue and red into purple. It sounds wonderful, doesn't it? No. I have a very, very strong suspicion that all of the ex-MAGA people want all of the marginalized communities to fight on the front lines so that they can go backwards. They don't want free rights for any of us. They don't want any changes for any of us. They just want their country back. So they're willing to say truce for a small amount of time. I'm not trying to divide. I'm just trying to say that it's not as simple as combining two colors together to make another pretty color. Because it all sounds great. They're anti-war, they're anti-billionaire, blah, blah, blah. I haven't heard anybody say that they're for trans rights, for LGBTQ rights, for equal rights for women, for BIPOC rights, for abortion rights. I haven't heard any of that. So while the idea sounds pretty and fluffy and easy to understand, it's only coming from white faces and from ex-MAGA faces. And I don't trust it further than I can throw a 100-pound weight. Not to be that guy, but you gotta think before you act.
If I was even going to consider letting you sit with me at our lunch table of, human rights and decency, I would need to see A, an apology. I'm really sorry for fucking us. B, an admission of guilt. I was dead wrong. I was wrong. I was mean. I was racist. I was homophobic. I was transphobic. I wanted other people to suffer, and I fucked myself in the process. I would need to see that accountability. And I would need to see you voting blue in every election that crosses your desk in the rest of your life. Until that point, kindly get fucked.
And for the record, don't say nothing to me about no purple revolution. Every time y'all want to talk about unity, all you expecting is for somebody else to step and fetch to your direction. You don't need to create purple, because when you're creating purple, you're taking us back to that old adage of the melting pot that I was teaching about years ago. Years ago when I was teaching about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Y'all only want to blend and have unity when it means assimilation and me denying what I actually am. So miss me with all of it.
Do not fall for this purple revolution bullshit. It is literally those blue bracelet shit that it did. And ask black women, do not fall for this bullshit. All they want is black and brown bodies out there fighting the fight so that they can get back all their benefits, so that they can fuck us over in 4 years again.
To anyone who is upset at people who are not falling for the purple revolution and who are saying that we are actively slapping down people who want unity, you want a direction, you want to know what it is we should do or what you should do, because it will not be us, it will be you. Here is your direction. Number 1, revolution begins with accountability. If you are still surrounded with people who think racism, homophobia, transphobia, xenophobia, misogyny are petty differences, then you are not ready for revolution. You are still protecting the oppressor. Go deal with that first. Oh, I know you think you don't have time. Baby, this is something you should have done long ago. The fact that we don't have time is not our fault. It's yours. Number 2, stop asking marginalized folks to build your moral backbones. Black folk, queer folk, indigenous folk, we've been fighting for people's rights while everybody else was comfortable. If you want real change, start organizing your people who have been complicit. Talk to them, not us, because they'll hear you before they listen to us, obviously. Number 3, put your body where your outrage is. We have marched, voted, bled, and built movements. And if y'all feel like the system is collapsing, good. Now use that anger to shut down your own privilege pipelines. Protest, boycott, disrupt, strike, divest. You don't need our permission to resist. The only ones wasting time are you. Number 4, follow the leadership of people already in the fight. Don't try to reinvent the wheel because y'all just got mad last week. There are movements, organizers, framework built by people who have been fighting, who have been resisting the empire before you even noticed it was burning. Learn from them, but do not try to lead them. Number 5, pick a side and stay there. Because if your revolution still leaves room for white supremacy, Christian nationalism, racism, and patriarchy, then it's not a revolution. It's a remix of the same oppression. You want to fight a revolution, baby, that's fine. But do not expect to lead the people that you've ignored while we've been fighting this fight. Y'all don't need us to tell y'all how to rebel. You already showed us on January 6th that y'all know how to tear down a system when you really want to. So go do that. But this time, aim it at the actual oppressors, not us. Class dismissed.
Now, are you guys seeing a common thing that's happening here in these clips? And it's not just because I handpicked them this way, guys. This is majority of their reactions. It's either screw that, they've done too much damage, they had their chance to try and make things right last November, or there's the ones that are coming out like this woman here saying, oh, okay, if you want to come join us, this is first of all how all of them are looking at it. It's not like, hey, we're gonna leave blue because you're leaving red and we're gonna make this purple together. They're still under the impression that you're leaving MAGA and you're sorry. Just like the whole leaving MAGA bullshit that they had happening months ago. They think that this is what's going on right now. And they are just missing the big picture of what this guy is attempting to accomplish here. This is what you liberals just don't get. Now, I'm not defending this guy's movement. I mean, it's nice that he's, coming up with the whole thought of unity and all the rest of it there. I don't really agree with what he's trying to do. I think it's a complete waste of time. But you liberals, with this moral high ground position that you guys think that you hold, you guys are in no position to be making demands of anybody because you're looking at it like, hey, can't you see the hell that you put us through for the past few months? I'm sorry, but the bullshit that you've put American citizens through the past 4 years, maybe you guys have a little bit of making up to do yourselves. But no, you guys will never see that because you think woke life is normal life. And in order for everybody to get along, they all have to fit into your mold, into your framework. And this is what's gathered my interest about this whole purple revolution thing. They are getting in front of cameras like they love doing, pressing that record button, and proving to us, proving to everybody that there can be no unity because it's their way or the highway.
It's not left versus right, it's up versus down. Sure, but I think that we can do two things at the same time. I think we can acknowledge that there are wealth-hoarding capitalist monsters dooming millions of people into poverty, and then also some of those millions of people who are doomed to poverty also kind of want immigrants to have no rights in America, and also want women to have different rights in America, and also want gay people to have different rights. It's a little bit of left versus right, and I think that all of the conservatives coming on here talking about a purple revolution where we suddenly hold hands and sing Kumbaya and walk off into the sunset together have to first acknowledge that some of these culture war issues that they have been hoodwinked into thinking are very important to them are because those capitalist wealth-hoarding monsters want them to focus on that, want them to marginalize and other minorities and not their fucking wealth hoarding capitalist overlords. I'm all for a purple revolution. I just need the color to be a little bit deeper, kind of a bluish, like kind of a dark blue, like a really deep blue where everybody has fucking equal rights,
Until you maggots who are now suffering because of Trump's policies vote to get rid of Grinder Mike Johnson and all of these Republicans in Congress who are only there to make themselves rich and take away Americans' health care, we don't want to hear from you. And even after that, until you consistently vote out all of these Republicans in these states that are trying to do harm to the American people, we don't want to hear from you. We did our job in November of 2024.
MAGA wanting to come to the middle and compromise and talk and be purple. Red and blue make purple. No, it doesn't. Not in this case. Because I can't talk to people who are racist, misogynistic, homophobic, xenophobic, transphobic bigots. You motherfuckers have a lot to fucking prove, and a lot of it has to do with your ideology and your actions. Because this country, read the Statue of Liberty. You motherfuckers, hillbilly ISIS, have closed that golden door.
Hi, now is not the time for a purple revolution. Kamala Harris and the DNC are already trying to move to the right. We don't need to move to the right. We need the right to move to the left. Now is the one time we can set all of the things we've asked for, from trans rights and health care to women's rights, disabled rights, all of it. Now's the time we get to ask for all of it. You know why? Because they got their backs against the ropes, so you don't give them some fucking leeway here. Now's the time to press. This is the bare minimum. If you can't meet all of our basic human rights, you don't get to lead us. Fuck the purple revolution. It's up versus down. It's horizon only. If you are above a certain point, you're the enemy.
So I'm hearing that there are those of you who have chosen to join what I have heard of as the purple revolution. Y'all are standing together in solidarity with these same individuals who for 10 years has done nothing but caused harm to my fucking community. And let me not just say 10 years, because they have caused harm to my community for years with their white privilege and their bigotry, racism, and such.
Yeah, so number one biggest issue I see with the purple revolution is, number one, it is run by a white cis dude. I've said this a million fucking times. A white cis man is not going to be the one to lead the fucking revolution. Glad he's getting people out of MAGA. But if he wants to earn some trust real fucking quick, put a person of color in charge. Have an indigenous person lead the revolution. And boost the fuck out of them. People are done with white dudes leading this fucking country. Most people on the left are not going to get on board with that. And that's why I've set up a matriarch society. And every single amazing, incredible woman, we've got indigenous women, black women, Hispanic women, people of color, trans women, like all in the same place talking. There are so many incredible women leading so many incredible movements right now. And I have created a space for all of us to talk, to put all our movements together to create a revolution. How about instead of a purple revolution, we have a green revolution? We just need to get rid of red and blue altogether. The entire fucking system's broken. The roots are rotten. We have to get completely away from the left versus right narrative. And we have to tear down the entire fucking system and build up a new one. We can't just get rid of Trump and think everything's going to be fine, because the system itself is broken. The United States was founded on colonization, on murdering other people, on racism. All our institutions function on a deeply systemic, fucked up system of hierarchy that favors white male people over everyone else. And someone who is white and male is not going to be the person that tears that shit down because they still want that power. And the only way we're going to change this is if our white dudes out there decide to take a seat and give that power up. I've seen so many white dudes try and lead different movements and they fail miserably because they are still holding up systems of oppression. They might say, oh yeah, I'll give a seat at the table to everybody, but they still want to be the guy in charge to lead things. That's your ego. If you have to be the person leading things, you're not a good leader. And you're definitely not leading us to the future we want to see. That's equitable. That builds new systems that treat everyone equitably. That rebalance systems of oppression.
Okay, so again, we have somebody else who's completely missing the point that this man is trying to make. These liberals have the impression, again, that they have the moral high ground. So this one here is making demands saying, okay, if you want to do this purple revolution, we're only going to do it if we start like a matriarchy. You know, the patriarchy's got to go. That's the only way we're going to agree. Now, to you feminist liberals out there, one thing you guys are going to have to realize and going to have to accept, nobody will ever put a feminist in control. So if you guys are, pushing for a female leader, it's never going to be one of you guys. Men and women are wired differently. We handle certain situations better than each other do. Now, there is the possibility of female leaders out there. They are farther and fewer in between. The prime minister or president, I'm not sure how you refer to her, in Italy is a great example. She's awesome. That is a female leader I'd be able to get behind. If we were to nominate somebody within the United States of America to become president who was a female, the only person I would get behind at this point in time would be Tulsi Gabbard. And you see, none of you liberals would ever agree with that, despite the fact that she used to be a Democrat. And remember, again, she didn't leave the Democrats. The Democrat Party kind of left her, but she was your up and coming star and you guys goofed it up and you lost her. But this whole idea of, well, we'll only join this purple revolution if, it could be a woman that leads it only. Like, we gotta scrap the whole man thing. That doesn't work. You guys gotta let feminism take over. Another liberal missing the mark. There's so many of these clips that I came across where they've had these type of reactions, where they're completely missing the point of unity. And they're looking at it like, if you want our forgiveness. Nobody is looking for the forgiveness from anybody on the left. Nobody owes you guys anything. Again, I feel like I have to point it out. I'm not backing this whole purple revolution thing. I just find the liberal reactions quite hilarious. They're completely under the impression of, oh, people are dropping out of MAGA like flies. How many MAGA clips have I played for you guys so far this video, guys? I'm not really finding many. Are you guys surprised? I'm not. I did find one though, but we're gonna save that for the end of the video.
When you don't hold people accountable, when you're not holding MAGA accountable for their decisions and you're just jumping on board one of their ideas without having them unpack who they are deep down at their core, the hatred and the racism that they hold on to, that's what's going to happen. They're going to make a video complaining that we want him to see things our way, which is basic human rights, which is just let people live. Don't push your beliefs on anyone. We won't push our beliefs on you, and just let people live. So I think people were too fast to jump on this purple revolution, and we have to hold people accountable. We do. I'm glad people are having an awakening. I really am. But in that awakening, there's work to be done. They need to be having uncomfortable conversations with family members about racism and maybe helping them unpack whatever their hatred is and maybe break a generational curse. They need to advocate for others. Don't stop spreading misinformation. Be more informed. We have the playbook. Project 2025 was right there in front of our face.
The purple revolution, some cis hetero white MAGA dude that just realized that voting for Donald Trump was a big mistake and realizes everything that's going on, and now he wants to join together with everybody who's not MAGA to go against the Donald Trump regime. You first, bro. You go first. If this group isn't labeled a domestic terrorist organization expeditiously, it's a psyop. Period. This is to round up people that want to go against the Donald Trump regime, period. I wouldn't join this group if they were giving out $10,000 bonuses to join. I'd rather poop in my hands and clap than join this group, ever.
Purple is one of my most favorite colors. Purple Revolution, though? Yeah, you can miss me with that nonsense. A white person come up with that? Probably. Is this like some, like, pink pussy hat, blue bracelet bullshit? Like, what is this? I don't want any part of it, okay? I'm not going to compromise on certain things because MAGA is finally upset about some shit, okay? What? Purple Revolution? Get the fuck out of here.
So I've been seeing some stuff about this idea of a purple revolution. The idea of like the conservatives and Democrats kind of meeting in the middle. It's like such a fucking tone-deaf take. It's not what we need. We don't need to get back in any sense of the idea of what might have been this status quo. The status quo is what got us here in the first place. We need to shift past the blue to what I think is probably teal at this point. We are in we need a teal revolution, not a fucking purple revolution. Fuck that shit.
Y'all voted for a Nazi. You voted Nazi. You deliberately voted Nazi, and things did not work out the way that you thought it would. You knew what the fuck you were doing when you pushed that button. Things did not work out the way that you thought it would. Because you're not benefiting the way that you thought you would. Now you want to pull this class warfare bullshit, which is what y'all always do anytime you want to avoid the issue of race being an actual fucking thing. Because you voted for a Nazi. And we'll never fucking forget that. We'll never fucking forgive that. The history books will remember you as such, and you're gonna have to deal with that. You don't get to time stone your choice and get to be now moral by proxy because you decided to team up with the left.
So I posted a video, I don't know, a couple of days ago. You know, because I was seeing this thing about a purple revolution. But I did not know that it was MAGA. You know, you live and learn. You know, as much as I was trying to believe that people were trying to come together, now I come to find that it's those that are MAGA or Republicans now reaching out to the rest of us who try to tell you in the beginning. But now that you finally see that we're right, now you want us on your side. Listen, again, as much as I'd love for all of us to come together, which is truly what we should do, but there are a lot of angry people out here, and it's still dividing us. I'm like, all right. So if they made a mistake, I let them own it. All right, maybe this is their way of owning it. All right, I don't know, man, but I didn't know. So I'm calling myself out there because if I fucked up, I fucked up. Oh well, you know, at least I can say it. That's what y'all need to do. Own it. You fucked up. And now you realize that the Democrats, the liberals, the independents, the working family, every other party read through this dumbass. Oh, and by the way, did you see that block retroactive pay now because of the government shutdown? But again, Republican control the House. So it's up to them. So, all y'all people, this purple revolution, why don't you get the rest of your people on board and call them out? Then maybe the rest of us will follow through. Maybe. But actions speak louder than, purple. Just saying. Anyway, I'm going to steal somebody's line. Half the day you deserve.
Now, just like the whole leaving MAGA situation that was taking place a few months ago, do you liberals not do any research at all before you jump in front of cameras and try and be a smartass and jump on your moral high horse and whatnot. I went through a lot of these clips now. I've probably seen about 150 of them. I downloaded about 150 of them. I've seen 2 Republicans on board with this, and those 2 Republicans are the 2 that started it. Still, at this point in the video here, I have not presented one clip of somebody from MAGA saying, hey, I'm leaving, I'm joining this purple revolution, I think this is a great idea. And that's not because I'm being selective here, people. It's because they're not out there. Once again, it's like the whole leaving MAGA situation. Just because one guy jumps in front of his camera, somebody who just happened to vote for Trump, and starts this movement, it does not mean that MAGA, Republicans, conservatives, we're not hemorrhaging. We're not losing people. This isn't a thing that's happening, guys. But of course, that's all it takes with you liberals. It just takes one person, and something goes viral with all of you. Because you guys exaggerate it. You guys parrot the situation, you guys parrot what you're seeing, and before you know it, all it takes in the liberal hemisphere is maybe 48 to 72 hours, and you guys have it all out of whack. Before you know it, you think everybody's leaving MAGA, everybody's woken up, they all see Donald Trump for the dictator that he is, they all disagree with what he's doing. No. And then to her point where she's talking about what we call the Schumer shutdown, saying, why did you guys let the government close down? Why aren't people going to be getting retroactive pay? You guys control the House. Yes, that is true. In the House, it passed because it only took a 51 vote. In Senate, we need 60 votes for the continuing resolution to go through. They got 55, there's 53 Republicans in Senate, 2 Democrats have jumped on board. We need 5 more. The reason why the government is shut down right now, 7 different times I believe it is that they voted now, is because of the Democrats. So before you liberals get all overconfident and jump in front of cameras and try and act like you have this moral high ground like you guys love doing, you should do a little bit of research. This purple revolution thing's never gonna happen because nobody is leaving from the red to join this. So far, you guys got 2.
Purple Revolution, let's talk about it. Sounds fantastic, right? The red has finally woken up, and now they have realized that they were in a cult, that they were lied to, and now they are directly affected about everything that they voted for. It wasn't supposed to affect them. They're Republican. It's only supposed to affect the Democrats and the immigrants and the LGBTQ community and women. How about you miss me with that shit? As wonderful as it may seem on paper, in reality, it's just a trap. Because I bet you one thing, the second that 4547 does or says something that is going to directly affect in a positive way to these people, they're going to jump ships one more time. Let them figure it out. They can get together themselves and start their own revolution. They should leave us damn leftists alone.
I need people to understand that if you voted for that man, you're dangerous. You are a dangerous person. I know it takes time to unpack things when you're coming out of the fog and you're leaving a cult, and MAGA's a cult. It's a cult. I was in a cult. I remember leaving the cult and having to have very fast lessons and learn things very fucking quickly that were kept from me. I remember mine was related to Christianity, but I remember wanting to hold on to parts of my identity and hoping that I didn't have to change everything about myself. I know it's not that simple to just wake up and be okay with voting blue. But if we don't push back on these people, they will never take accountability for what they've done and who they are.
I had a bunch of white dudes, some of who voted for Trump not once, not twice, but thrice, come to us after almost a year of absolute horrors, where they realized that their demographic wasn't going to be spared from the atrocities of this administration. And they looked right at us and said, we, with our infinite wisdom, are here to save you and lead you to victory if you join me in the middle where I feel comfortable and will not be held accountable.
This whole purple revolution thing is so fucking embarrassing. First off, no, I do not think that it's a psyop. I think it's a coping mechanism. You got a bunch of people who were formerly MAGA who voted in such a way that they knew it would harm other people. They literally voted to harm other people. They conveniently didn't read the part of the open book test that explained quite clearly that it would hurt them as well. They were just like, I can hurt brown people and gays? Fuck yeah, let's go.
So let me see if I got this right. So there's MAGA Republicans who are now wanting to join forces, and it's become the Purple Revolution. Are you fucking kidding me? Does this change their spirit and their soul? The fact that they're just hurting now? You know what? If they're hurting so bad, why don't they pull a J6? They're the reason all this has happened anyway. But otherwise, no. Because it doesn't change who they are. When you invite a serpent into your bed, don't be surprised when it fucking bites you.
The left is already part of the purple revolution. It's the red that needs to join to make it purple. We're already going to vote against Trump. We're already going to vote against this whole government that he's forming. It's whether you guys on the right join us to make our blue purple. We don't have to concede anything to you. We don't have to give up anything to join you because we're already the revolution. You're joining our revolution. You're welcome. Stop getting angry at the people on the left who have reservations about you guys joining us. You guys screwed us over many times. So yeah, we're going to have reservations. You guys voted for somebody who wouldn't accept his loss in 2020. You guys voted for somebody who denied COVID and blamed everybody else except for himself for his handling of COVID. You guys voted for somebody who called liberals the enemy of the state. We're not changing our minds. We've always been against this administration. It's you guys joining our revolution to make it purple. It's our revolution. The left is already part of the purple revolution.
So once again, I don't like picking on you liberals, but you guys make it a little bit too easy. You guys are just not the sharpest knives in the drawer. This is not what this guy here was presenting. Again, maybe look up a little bit of videos, do a little bit of research before you guys jump in front of cameras and make your big bad comments and try and grab the moral high ground. I've had to say that word so many times this video. But what you guys are missing here when you say, hey, we're already the revolution, your red's just gonna make our blue purple. No, that's not what's going on. It's not like these people are saying, these two Republicans are saying, we don't plan on voting for, Republicans next term. We're gonna come vote Democrat. This is what's flying right over your guys' heads here. Nobody wants your shitty Democrat party either. People don't leave conservatism, people don't leave the right to go turn woke. This is what you guys keep missing here. The Republicans, believe it or not, are already the better party. It's the better choice. If you had to call it the lesser of two evils, the Republicans, I know you liberals are gonna have a hard time stomaching this, they are the lesser of two evils. Nobody in their right mind would ever say, I'm not gonna vote Republican in 2028, I'm gonna vote for that Democrat. But the truth is, I think how people should look at it though, this is how politics should work. It shouldn't be like the whole saying, blue no matter who. I don't know if they have one that rhymes for red, but I doubt that they do. It would be nice if that's how politics worked, if you can pick the candidate and not the party. But the problem is now the parties are so deeply divided, even if you had a really good candidate running over for the Democrats in 2028, nobody would vote for them. Nobody who votes usually red would ever vote for them because there's so many woke policies that would just come right back into it because the whole party's infected. Look what you guys have done. Over the past 4 years alone, just under Joe Biden, you guys have destroyed your country. You guys don't really see that, but really step back and look at it. If you did not live in the United States and you've seen the policies from afar, if you've seen it from a third person's point of view, You would think these people are out of their mind. And the only thing we ever have to bring up over and over and over, because it's all that we need, is open border policy. That's absolutely insane. I don't see how you guys figure that illegal immigrants should just be able to come on over and live in your country, no problem. But if you wanted to move to any other country in the world, you fully understand that this is what's really weird about you liberals. You fully understand that you have to go through that country's immigration process, and you don't have a problem doing it. You don't say, holy shit, Africa's racist because they won't let me come on over there without going through their immigration process. But if anybody wants to come on over here to America, shit, the door should just be wide open. If not, we're a bunch of racists. How completely stupid is that? Like, how could you actually even get behind that and defend that? So no, if there was ever going to be any form of true unity, I'm sorry to everybody out there on the left. It's you guys that need to come back a little bit more center. You guys strayed off a little bit too far. You guys have strayed off so far that when you look back and when you see what people on the right are doing, you think that it's wrong. You think that your president, who's defending your country, locking down your borders, kicking out people that do not belong there, you think that he is evil for doing so. Yet, let's just flip it around now and look at what's going on in Portland, look at what's going on in Chicago, look at how you guys are acting. Look how you guys think you are allowed to act. You guys think that you're allowed to harass law enforcement. You think you're allowed to put your hands on law enforcement and have no repercussions, have no consequences. And again, you're not fooling anybody when it comes to defending immigration. It's all fake empathy. It's all virtue signaling. It's all bullshit. And you want further proof of that? Okay, September 10th, Charlie Kirk was murdered. What did you guys do? Not all of you, but a good handful of you, within hours, jumped in front of cameras and started filming celebrations. Now let's fast forward, and what's going on? Your president, you hate to call him your president, but he is your president, President Donald Trump has put together what looks like is going to be a peace deal between Hamas and Israel. This means that the Palestinian people will be free. What's the saying again that you guys always say there? It's, free Palestine. I'm pretty sure that's what this means. How come we don't see any liberals jumping in front of cameras and celebrating this? You guys should be jumping for joy because this is what you guys have been protesting for almost 2 years now. So the internet right now should be flooded with liberals that are happy. Happy as a pig rolling around in shit. But no, none of you guys are jumping in front of cameras. You know why? You're a little pissed off that Donald Trump accomplished something that no other president was able to accomplish before. And what does this mean? Well, it possibly means that he's not this evil tyrant that you guys try and make him out to be. Maybe he's actually not a fascist. Maybe he's not American Hitler after all. But damn, what does this mean? What are you guys gonna protest now? I'm sure that that's a problem. But the fact that none of you are jumping in front of your cameras and hitting that record button now to celebrate what's going on with Palestine. They are no longer gonna be governed by Hamas. They're not going to be governed by Israel. This looks like they're heading towards being like sovereign. This looks even better than what any of you would hope for, but not a word out of any of you. And why is that? Because your hatred for Donald Trump overpowers what you guys have been fighting for all this time. You guys are full of shit. So Purple Revolution, no, it's never going to happen. And why is that? Why would people want to unite with you guys? You guys have proven to be domestic terrorists. You guys have proven to be fake. Nothing more than virtue signaling. What's the next protest going to be about now? That's all that matters to you guys. What can we bitch, whine, and moan about now? Now you have no choice but to sit back and wait for Donald Trump to piss you guys off a little bit more. When will you guys finally wake up and realize that you have a true leader? You have a leader of your country that most other country citizens would beg to have. You guys can't see it. You're too blinded by your hatred. Why don't you go through all these statistics that you guys talk about, how Donald Trump's destroying the economy and he's doing this and doing that? Compare it all to 12 months ago. So in reality, you guys have nothing when it comes to Donald Trump. So until you guys do find something new, don't worry, you still have the Epstein files to bitch about. You guys are gonna be pretty mind-blown. That finally makes its way to eyeballs for the public to read. And of course, you still have all the ICE raids. I mean, that's gonna be going on for a while. So you guys will have plenty to protest for the next 3.5 years, no matter what, at least, guaranteed. But when it comes to this whole unity thing, you guys can all get the hell off your moral high ground, because believe me, nobody with a sane mind wants to unite with you. All right, guys, we are going to call it quits there. There is so many more clips that I would have loved to have played and talked on. There's just too many, though. We'd be here for hours, but there's so many clips that I bumped into where somebody just says one or two little things in like a 2 or 3 minute long clip where I just decided to leave it out. Otherwise, I'd be here for a very long time. I did promise you guys, though, that I did find one clip from a Trump supporter about this whole purple revolution thing. So we're gonna outro with that. So with that being said, you guys take care. I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a good one, guys.
Look, if you're out here talking about the purple fucking revolution, well, you can fuck off, okay?
If you're a fucking leftist, listen up. It's time for the purple revolution.
If you're a Republican, you can double fuck off.
Hi, my name is Hunter Howell, and I'm a right-wing independent creator.
Yeah, you can fuck off. We don't negotiate with terrorists, right? Okay, so we spent the better part of the past 5 years under lawfare, having to be politically correct, not being able to call a stupid motherfucker because it would hurt their feelings. Okay, now we're finally getting these people to go to the right fucking bathroom. We're getting the military back together. The economy's starting to boom. Manufacturing coming back to the United States. We have a president that knows what the fuck he's doing. And you guys pick a random fucking color out of the fucking rainbow. And you want to call it a revolution. Yeah, fuck off. Many of us work too damn hard to get here to let you stupid motherfuckers ruin it for us.